and gentlemen, please give a big hand to Kimi Räikkönen and Fernando Alonso. So here they are, the Galacticos, the first time that Scuderia Ferrari has paired two world champions since 1953. So guys, if we could just perhaps do a few photos, and then just for ease with microphone, I might just come and stand in here if that's okay. You're both looking ridiculously well. Dare I say it, lost a bit of weight. We've just been watching a film called Horsepower. You're both going to be small enough to be jockeys soon. Anyway, look, let's move on. We've just been hearing about the 2014 regulations and how much of a challenge it is both for the team and for Shell. Fernando, from a driving perspective, just how much of a challenge are these new cars?
Hello everyone. It will be a challenge. Obviously, there are some big changes compared to the cars we drove last year, but overall we are here to compete, in the best conditions possible, and we will try to be as fast as I can. Which probably is not any different compared to any other time in motorsport. So the regulations change are big, but I think we are all prepared and we are all trained for that.
Now, Kimi, you have experienced V10 engines, V8 naturally aspirated engines. How do these V6 turbo powertrains compare to everything that's come before in your experience?
Obviously they're a bit different because a lot more torque in the engines, but apart from that, I think we have managed to set up all the systems pretty well, so the drivability is pretty good now. Obviously it was a bit tricky in the beginning, but it's been a very good improvements, and it's running well. So in the end you get used to it, and it's a bit less noisy and one more gear, but like Fernando said, it doesn't change the kind of the way we drive. We get used to it quickly, and then the normal running is quite similar things too. So not awful lot different on that side. Obviously, on the people who build the engines and design them, it has been a very big work.
You say it's not going to change the way you drive the engines, but how much of a Grand Prix weekend do you think you will be driving flat out this year, Fernando?
Probably qualifying as usual, and some laps in free practice and some laps in the race, which again, I don't think that will be a big difference compared to the previous years, especially when Pirelli arrived in Formula 1. We've been managing the tires a lot because the very high degradation of the tires. So now we will manage the tires, we will manage a little bit the batteries, the fuel consumption, etc., but all in the same way, and I think will be hard to see on TV for the spectators when we are saving 2 or 3 tenths of the second, or even from the grandstand. You know, if we save 3 tenths of the second in one lap, on that particular grandstand we save half a tenth. So if someone can recognize when we are saving fuel, they are quite experts.
Now, there's a lot of multitasking that's going to be going on in the cockpit. You've got, is it more buttons? There's a lot more discussion with the engineers. Kimi, are you having to get in touch with your feminine side just to deal with all this multitasking?
I don't think in ideal world there should be a lot more things to do. Actually, if everything goes as we want, as we plan, obviously when there is an issue, all the things are new, and it will be more tricky to handle them and get them right. But hopefully we will not end up having any. And like I said, if it's the ideal thing, we should run it pretty similar than before. Obviously the fuel saving on certain circuits will be a bit tricky, but that's all new things, and we have to get a bit more used to it and learn a bit more on that. So hopefully there will be not big surprises.
Fernando, you've completed the second highest mileage of any driver during winter testing. How do you assess the pecking order now?
I think impossible to say, to be honest. Always some winter testing are extremely difficult to pick up who is the favorites, and I think this year is even more complicated with all the system and all the tools we have available. But concentrated in our own work, we've been facing some troubles in some days. Some other days were quite okay, and we managed to complete a good number of laps. And here, it's gonna be not easy. We will face a strong competition, I'm sure, but this is more or less expected. But we are here to compete, and it's what we will do from this weekend until November, and hopefully with some good results.
Kimi, do you think it's going to be the same teams winning races this year as last year, or do you think we might see it move around a bit more at the top step of the podium?
Difficult to say from testing. Obviously, we know only what we have done, and like Fernando said, there has been good days and not so good days, but that's, I think, same for everybody with all the new regulations and rules. So I think we have to see what happens. It's more open for sure this year, and more difficult to say what will happen than in the past. And hopefully we are there and can score strong results from beginning.
Now, gentlemen, if I could ask you to make your way to the bicycles, if you could just follow Dave. Dave suggested you go that way, please. What we're going to do now, ladies and gentlemen, is highlight the relationship between power and efficiency. So what we thought we'd do is get the two drivers on bikes, and there is a direct correlation between the power that they put through their pedals with the power that's going to be powering these electric cars. So the faster you pedal, boys, the more power you're going to have. And it's a bit of a role reversal because we've got the drivers powering the shell technicians. So I think over to you if we could start. Now, while you're fresh, I think raw power to start with, please. Let's just see how fast these cars can go. So if we say, on your marks, get set, go. So we have Fernando on the inside with the blue helmet. Kimi's on the outside, and Fernando's had a crash. I'll put him back on. He's lapped you, Fernando. Too much power, yeah. Okay. Now, if you can still hear me, gentlemen, Fernando, do you do a lot of cycling?
Yeah, but I have an advantage here anyway, because my circuit is shorter.
Are you unhappy about that?
No, it's okay.
Kimi, you've stopped cycling. Do you do much cycling as part of your training regime?
Yeah, I do some.
You do some? Okay. Now, every year Shell is bringing updated fuels and lubricants to the race car. Just, Fernando, could you just tell us just how much of a difference that makes, and just the role of Shell in driving literally everything forward at Scuderia Ferrari?
Well, it's always same thing, and this year they are a little bit more important due to the regulations and to the fuel economy that you need to do. There is obviously the regulation of 100 kilos per race, so the work with Shell has been more important this winter than any other winter. But has been always a very close relationship, long term. They are working together, and I think we are in good hands. But there is always some more developed to come, and I think this year is one of the key points.
And Kimi, it's good to see you back in red. Has the team changed much since you were last at Ferrari?
Yeah, there's new people, but there's a lot of people that was there when I was last time, and I guess every team changes year by year, and if anything it feels a bit more relaxed, and I feel good as before in the team, and hopefully we can put some good results together and bring the team where we think we should be.
Okay, now I said a moment ago that we were going to highlight the difference between power and efficiency. So if you could just, guys, just do a bit more cycling, because I'm going to do something that's just going to highlight when things become inefficient. So if you could start cycling again, please. I'm just going to put the brakes on, ladies and gentlemen. Revenge. Now cycle with one leg, right? Okay, now I think final question from me to both of you is very simply, this weekend, let's start with Kimi. You won this race last year. How confident are you that you can win this year?
It's difficult to say. It's the aim for sure, but I think there's so many unknowns to come in this weekend, and maybe didn't have the best test in the last days. But I mean, I think we done most of the things that we were planning to do, and then we have to see how we start. Try to do the best, and definitely try to be up there and finish the race, and hopefully be on the podium at least. And I don't really know. I mean, we can only do our best and see where we end up. And I think if we do everything right, we should be up there.
Fernando, how about you? Kimi talks about a podium. Do you think that's realistic?
We'll see. As Kimi said, probably it's a little bit of a question mark for everybody how the performance will be. We just need to concentrate on ourselves, do the maximum, maximize the potential we have in our hands this weekend, and try to finish the race, which is not as granted as last year, that everyone was 100% ready for the first race. Maybe this year we see some more problems for everybody, so first priority is to finish. If we can do everything well, hopefully it's a good result.
Well, guys, thank you both for being such good sports. Please be feet on the frames as you get off. Thank you for being such good sports. Ladies and gentlemen, we're now going to, if I could ask the broadcast media to go outside and to create the pen, and we have some interviews coming up. Thank you to Fernando Alonso and Kimi Räikkönen.